Salut. Today we discuss Bitcoin price prediction $150,000 by January 2025. That's 7 days away. And why do I believe that Bitcoin is poised to, I seem to have too much light in the background. So yes. So you guys are learning these small things. There we go. I had a little too much light shining there. And let me, I discussed it yesterday, but let me give you a variety of things that have influenced why I believe Bitcoin is poised to hit 150. First, before I even do that, I'm telling you, Bitcoin is probably at $100,000 right now. Okay, Bitcoin is up $3,292 to the price of $99,861 US dollars. So it is less than $200 away from $100,000. And the closer we get to Monday, which is 5 days away, which is the inauguration for Donald Trump, the market sentiment just keeps getting more positive and more positive. Before I even begin the argument, let me preface it by giving you the trading volume and price, or just the trading price of the top indicators. So Bitcoin is at the price of 99,861 US dollars. Ethereum is up $211 to the price of 3,436 US dollars. The S&P is up. I know today S&P is up $112 to the price of $5,994.25. And let's see how high the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is up a whopping $784.35 to the price of 43,302 US dollars. So you see there, before I even begin, I'm already giving you reasons why market sentiment is extremely positive the closer we get to the January 20th, 2025 inauguration of the 47th president, Donald J. Trump. So if all four markets, okay, let me correct myself. The S&P 500 is an industrial average, as well as the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Ethereum is its own coin, and Bitcoin is its own coin. However, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the major cryptocurrencies. So they effectively have the appearance of the Dow Jones Industrial Average would be represented in crypto by Bitcoin. And I just had an idea that I'm not going to share. And then the S&P 500 would be represented by Ethereum. So, and that's because these are the two strongest, incredible cryptocurrencies. And then let's get into recently, Bitcoin took a dip all the way down to 90,000 US dollars over the last 7 days. And now it's surprisingly rebounded $9,000. And it started to rebound on Monday. And if you look at historically, every Bitcoin bull run was preceded by a massive dip. And what that does is that clears out all the weak investors who are just there trading for the short-term ride. And then what happens is whales start coming in and buying. The long-term holders are holding on, and they're waiting for that movement. In addition, we have our first crypto president. So that's the number one thing. In 2016, Bitcoin nobody was even really discussing Bitcoin. And people weren't really dealing in cryptocurrency. And that's mainly due to the 2013 Digital Silk Road investigation and closure of that platform for illegal activity. So people left include myself, people left Bitcoin alone for a while. And then it began to have a surge. Now, for the first time, we have our first crypto president in Donald J. Trump. So we have an administration where the president holds Bitcoin, has a company, World Liberty Financial, that has congressional approved Bitcoin ETFs. We have JD Vance, the vice president, who holds Bitcoin and who's a free market proponent. We have Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who spoke at the Bitcoin National Conference in Nashville. We have the Treasury Secretary nominee, who's pro-crypto, as well as the SEC chair, who's been nominated, is pro-crypto. So this is the first time we've ever had this. And because of that, market sentiment is extremely positive that regulations will be cleared up so that all the red tape and the indictments that have slowed up Bitcoin trading platforms and investors having access to Bitcoin has lowered. In addition, Donald Trump has pledged to having all future Bitcoin mined in the United States, which is not realistic. And currently, the United States is the country that has the largest portion of the block reward at over 40%. And in addition to that, Bitcoin 2024 halving has occurred. And when the halving occurs, it decreases the supply, which it increases the demand. And Bitcoin would be at $150,000 like 4 weeks ago if we didn't have an administration, meaning the Biden-Harris administration, that has been anti-crypto. And Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, has indicted a lot of Bitcoin trading platforms, as well as the IRS has indicted Michael Saylor for unpaid taxes on Bitcoin. And Janet Yellen has tried to, as the Treasury Secretary, has tried to direct the IRS. And she has no authority to do that because the legislative branch, Congress, are the only ones that come up with tax policies. And they give that directive to the Bureau of Investigation, Internal Revenue, which is the Internal Revenue Service. So all of these things coming together where we have a pro-crypto cabinet in the Donald Trump administration, we're going to have an easing of indictments. Now, it doesn't mean that you can come up with any kind of crap coin and do illegal stuff. What it means is that if you have a Bitcoin platform, you can go and apply for a license and you don't have to worry about the SEC indicting you and trying to claim that you're trying to do something illegal and unregulated. And that's what Gary Gensler has been trying to do, because he's trying to make Bitcoin and cryptocurrency a commodity and not a currency. And under a commodity, the SEC has the right to regulate it. As a separate currency, the U.S. Treasury has no ability to regulate anybody else's currency. And that's why Fed Chair Jerome Powell said that the Federal Reserve is not authorized to actually hold Bitcoin for a Bitcoin reserve. But I'm glad that that's the case, because that will be the demise of the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank, including its chairman, they've forgotten that it's a quasi-government entity, that they're a private bank with the support of the United States government. Doesn't mean America, like, as Americans, we could all decide to do all of our transactions in whatever, in the Russian currency or the UK currency, EU. We could use EU, the Chinese yuan, as our major currency and just pay conversion fees. So there's no obligation that as an American citizen that I have to conduct a business using US currency. And that is what the Federal Reserve has forgotten. And that is why so many people are in cryptocurrency, because they're tired of the games that the Federal Reserve has played in enriching itself. So there you have it. Basically, in 7 days, Bitcoin, my prediction is that Bitcoin will surpass 150,000 US dollars, and it would already be there if Joe Biden wasn't president. So once the Biden-Harris administration is out in the next 5 days, then it's party time for everybody else. And, you know, it's our time. And we've been waiting for this for 4 years. We have we've fought, we've had to be patient, we've waded through all these indictments, and now is our time. So put your comments on what you think Bitcoin will do in 2025. I believe Bitcoin is just going to start by hitting 150,000, and by July hit 350,000 US dollars. And before the Trump administration is over, Bitcoin is going to get close to $1 million for one coin. So even if you don't even have a coin right now, you have a part of a coin, you're still going to get rich. There's a lot of money to be made. Please read the disclaimer. Nothing I say is financial advice. You have to take your own risk, make your own decisions. I'm just providing information from my 30 plus years of investing, and you take the decision from there. So this is Daniel Plummer, the Crypto Kid, signing out. And remember, the future is crypto.